All right. Ready to dive into some really cool stuff today.
Yeah, let's go.
You know how we always talk about those classic things for a healthy immune system,
Oh, yeah.
like eating your veggies?
Yeah, I got to get that sleep, too.
Right. Sleep. And of course,
We're going to squeeze in that workout.
that workout. But sometimes you just go for a walk in the park and it's like this instant mood booster.
Oh, totally.
Turns out there's actually some pretty fascinating science backing that up.
Really?
Nature itself, especially all those trees out there, might actually be giving our immune systems like a secret boost.
So cool.
Isn't it wild?
It's amazing how we kind of overlook the environment and how it impacts us, especially our immune system.
Yeah, right. We all know our immune system is there doing its thing, like this incredible force fighting off all the bad stuff.
Right.
But what if there's this totally natural way to make it even stronger?
Mm.
That's what we're going to unpack today.
Absolutely. And to really appreciate this stuff, it helps to just kind of revisit a few basics about how our immune system works.
Okay,
Oh.
so like a super quick recap.
Yeah.
Vitamin C, that's the classic one.
Oh, gee.
It helps our bodies make those white blood cells. Those are like the frontline
Yeah,
soldiers.
exactly. Yeah, think of them as those specialized units. They're out there searching and neutralizing all the invaders.
Right.
Then there's vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. You know how everyone's always talking about how good it is for your bones?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it also helps to prime those T cells.
Okay.
Another crucial part of that immune system puzzle makes them ready for action.
Like a training montage for your immune system.
Exactly. I love that.
Love that analogy.
Yeah.
So vitamins, sunshine, key players.
Huh?
But here's where things get super interesting. Have you ever heard of forest bathing?
Oh, yeah, forest bathing. It's a practice that's gotten a ton of attention, especially over in Japan, where they've been studying it for, I think, decades now.
And just so we're clear, we're not talking about actually taking a bath in the forest here.
Right.
It's more about immersing yourself, in all the sights and the sounds, even the smells of a forest.
Precisely. And what's so fascinating about this whole thing is that multiple studies have shown that just spending time in a forest can significantly boost the activity of what are called natural killer cells.
Natural killer cells. Those sound pretty intense.
So they are.
So what do they do? Break it down for us.
So imagine, these natural killer cells, NK cells for short.
Okay.
They're like these elite soldiers patrolling your body 24/7, constantly on the lookout, searching for, eliminating infected cells. They're like the rapid response team of your immune system.
Wow. So they're like the special forces of our immune system. That's crazy.
Exactly.
So in these studies, did they just look at like a certain type of person?
No, not at all.
Huh.
They actually included both men and women, different age groups. They even changed up how long people were exposed to the forest, from just a quick day trip to, multiple days out there in nature.
Wow, so they covered a lot of bases.
Yeah.
So what were the results? Like, did forest bathing actually make a difference?
Oh, the results are amazing. It turns out that just spending time in a forest measurably increases the NK cell activity, both in terms of how many you have and how well they function.
Wow.
And you want to know the crazy part?
Yeah.
In some of these studies, this boost in the NK cell activity lasted for a whole week, and in some cases, even a whole month after being exposed to the forest.
A whole month. That is incredible.
Yeah.
What is it about being surrounded by all those trees that has such a powerful effect on our immune system? Like, what's going on there?
Well, researchers think that there might be a couple of factors at play here. One of them is these really fascinating compounds that trees release called phytoncides.
Phytoncides. That sounds intense.
Oh, they are. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a way trees communicate with each other. But as it turns out, they might be sending these beneficial signals to our immune systems as well.
So it's like aromatherapy for our immune system.
Yeah, exactly.
Nature's little defense boost.
It's amazing. And research has actually shown that exposure to certain phytoncides like alpha-pine and beta-pine, these can actually stimulate the production of NK cells and make them better at targeting and destroying those harmful cells.
Okay, so that's one piece of the puzzle.
Right.
But there's got to be more to it.
There is. You're right. Another big player here is stress. We all know that stress can really just wreak havoc on our bodies,
Yeah.
and it can actually suppress our immune systems as well.
So how does stress actually mess with our immune system? Like, what's the mechanism there?
So when you're stressed, your body releases these hormones like cortisol, and these hormones can actually interfere with how your immune cells work.
Oh, wow.
It's almost like the cortisol is like hitting the brakes on your immune system's ability to, fight off invaders. And that makes you way more vulnerable to getting sick. But here's the good news. Being in those forest environments has been shown, like consistently shown, to lower those stress hormone levels.
So by just reducing stress,
Yeah.
spending time in nature could be like this indirect boost to our immune system, like
Absolutely.
giving it a break from all the stress.
Yeah.
So the million-dollar question is it the phytoncides themselves, the stress reduction, or is it some combo of both that's really supercharging our NK cells?
That is the million-dollar question, and researchers are still trying to figure that out. There's just so much we don't know about how our bodies interact with nature.
Yeah, that is so cool.
It's amazing.
And I feel like it just scratches the surface of all these connections that are out there.
Right, totally.
It's amazing to think that just being out in nature, something so simple, could have such a huge impact on our health.
Yeah, for real.
I always feel like so much more relaxed and energized after a good hike.
And it's not just about like feeling better. These studies are actually showing us that being in nature can actually really enhance our immune defenses.
It's like nature is this hidden superpower,
Right.
just waiting for us to tap into it.
I love that perspective. And it makes you wonder, what else can nature do for our health?
Right. Like all these studies mainly focus on forests. Could other natural environments have the same benefits? What about spending time near the ocean or in the mountains?
That's a fascinating question, and one that researchers are starting to explore more and more. There's more and more evidence that exposure to all sorts of natural environments, like what they call blue spaces, oceans, lakes, rivers, these can have a really positive impact on our well-being, both mentally and physically.
So maybe it's not just about the trees, but about like the whole experience of being immersed in nature. What do you think?
That's a really insightful observation. Think about it. When you're in nature, all your senses are just going off. You're breathing in fresh air, you can feel the sun on your skin, you're hearing all the sounds around you, the birds chirping, the waves crashing. It's just this complete sensory experience that can help us like reset and recharge.
It's almost like our bodies are just hardwired to thrive when we're in nature.
Exactly. And all of these sensory inputs, they could be triggering this whole cascade of positive things happening in our bodies, like changes in our hormone levels, how our brain's working, and yeah, even how our immune system's functioning.
So even if we can't always get away to like a big forest, just getting outside, taking a walk in a park, sitting by a lake, could all these things give our immune systems a boost?
Absolutely. Any chance you get to connect with nature, even for a little while, can be really good for you. Don't underestimate the power of even those small moments.
It's like a little mini vacation for your immune system. So what's the takeaway for our listeners? What can they do to actually harness the power of nature for their own health?
I would say make time for nature. Actually put it in your schedule, make it a priority, work it into your daily routine somehow. And try out different natural environments, engage all your senses, and just allow yourself to like be present in that moment. See the beauty around you, listen to all the sounds, and breathe in that fresh air. Let nature work its magic.
And it doesn't have to be this big, huge adventure. Even just a few minutes in a park close by, walking down a street with trees, or even just taking care of a little garden. All of that can create those moments of connection.
Exactly. Just start small and gradually bring more and more nature into your life. You might be surprised how much it can improve your overall well-being.
I'm totally feeling inspired to spend more time outside after all this. And it got me thinking, what about bringing nature indoors? Do you think that could have benefits too?
That's a really cool thought. There's some research out there suggesting that even just having plants in your home can make you feel happier, less stressed, and even help you concentrate better.
So surrounding ourselves with plants, even inside, could be a way to bring in some of that positive energy from nature.
It's definitely worth trying. Imagine having a little piece of the forest right in your living room, cleaning the air and creating this calming space.
It's like bringing a little bit of that forest bathing magic into our everyday lives.
Yeah, exactly. And it reminds us that even small changes can make a big difference. Whether you're out exploring a huge forest, just walking through a park, or just adding a couple of plants to your home, connecting with nature can have such a big impact on our health and well-being.
It's wild to think that just bringing some plants inside could make such a difference.
It really shows how connected we are to nature, even when we don't realize it.
It's like we've got this incredible gift, this natural pharmacy just waiting for us right outside,
Right.
and we're only just starting to figure out how powerful it really is.
That's such a great way to put it. Nature's pharmacy. It's got all this healing and wellness stuff that's been there all along.
And the best part, no prescription needed.
Yeah.
Just a bit of curiosity and, a willingness to try new things.
Exactly. Nature's remedies are there for anyone who wants to try them.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive into nature's immune-boosting powers, what's the one thing you really want our listeners to remember?
I'd say make time for nature, make it a priority, and be open to what you might find out there. It doesn't have to be this huge trip to some far-off forest. Even those small, everyday moments with nature can really make a difference.
Small steps, big impact.
Yeah,
That's something we can all get behind. It's a good reminder that our health is totally tied to the natural world. And by nurturing that connection, we're not just helping our immune systems, we're making our lives better in so many ways.
absolutely. It's a journey of discovery. Who knows what other amazing stuff nature has in store for us?
Well, on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Huge thanks to our expert for all these awesome insights.
Thank you for having me.
And to all our listeners, thanks for coming along with us on this exploration of nature's power.
My pleasure. And remember, the exploration doesn't end here. Get out there, embrace nature, and let it inspire you.
Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and stay well.